Here I am at Rock Diabetes with Soldier, who's just played. How did it feel opening the whole festival then?
Very privileged, very privileged to be doing it. I mean, to have us down, it's a great setup here, absolutely brilliant venue. Terrific sound, really enjoyed ourselves, and to do it for such a great cause as well. It's something, it's great feeling to do, really great feeling. No, very lucky.
And we did notice there was a few people there clapping and
for an early slot at 12 o'clock is some going. That's a lot to ask of people. And even put their hands together and clap at that time of day. I mean, that's a tall order as well. So, no, we're very privileged to have done it.
So, the question is, how long have you been together now?
Over to Ian the historian, being it through it all the way.
Well, I started the band in 1979.
Yeah.
But we've been together since 2011, isn't it? Yeah, about 2011.
Right.
So, we've done a lot in those few years, haven't we, mate? Got 3 albums out and done some few gigs, so it's good.
Well, I see you have some vinyl as well, so
yes.
As that's making a comeback, are you thinking of continuing doing limited vinyl or?
Absolutely. We've got, Richard, I think right in time, we've got the new one, Defiant, that's coming out on vinyl, isn't it?
It is.
Towards the end of autumn or something?
Beginning next year.
Yeah, will it? Okay, getting ahead of myself. I want one for my record collection.
It's called No, That's What I Call Soldier.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know what I call Soldier.
So yes, no, we're pleased. It's great, and the response. A lot of younger people finding a buying vinyl at gigs and via mail order as well. So that's encouraging as well when we find out who's buying stuff, and they say, "Well, I've just got into record collecting," and you find out these people are in their late teens.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we were doing, what we started out as our hobbies and interests.
Yeah, it was vinyl, and it sounded good, crackles and all.
Nice to see you can't just have 4,000 songs on the size of something of an after-8 mint.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good, proper way.
And it's nice to have something in your hand and appreciate the artwork now you can have on with the vinyl and everything else in bigger than just on a CD or anything.
Yeah.
Do you use a particular artist all the time for your artwork, or do you use different people?
We use different people. For this one, we used a guy called Andy Gray in America. He's like a comic artist.
Right.
So we wanted that sort of look. For Defiant, we've used a guy from Brazil. It's digital, sort of more digital artwork.
Yep.
So no, we do it different each time.
I'll do the next one.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that.
Crayons.
It's a sketch.
A house with smoke coming out the top.
Is it be one of those where you fill in the numbers for the colours?
Could be, yeah.
Leave the house, the rest of them, as a gimmick, have one on the inside.
Good idea.
Your fans can colour in the house.
You find it in the children's book section of the library, Paint with Soldier.
So your new album, have you got any particular favourites on it at the moment, or is it changing all the time?
I personally like the opening track, which is called Conquistador. It's a bit of a workout. We're hoping to introduce it into the set next year.
Yeah.
It was very fun to record because it was very involved, and Ian, to his credit, put a very lavish production on it. It's heavily orchestrated with a lot of different guitar parts, so that's a challenging piece as a musician. Plus the feedback we've had from people saying, we love that track. It's sort of a no-brainer. We've got to introduce it next year, else.
It is 7 minutes long, and I'm too old to remember. Chord change of 7 minutes.
That's my favourite, certainly.
7 minutes?
Yeah, or 3 minutes.
Right, and how about you? Do you have favourites?
Two probably, and it's selfishly because from the vocal point of view, Bullet Belt Blues and Leaving, I think, because they're shorter but punchier. I think. Agree with me? Nod.
No.
Oh, okay. That's what it's like in this band.
Leaving. That's what.
Yeah, I am.
It's quite ironic because whenever we play, they say, "When are you leaving?"
Yeah. What's your favourite track on it?
Conquistador.
Is it?
Yeah, I really like that track. No, I really like that track. It's really good.
So I understand you've got to go and play again today.
I have another group locally in Northamptonshire called Still Remains. We've got a gig to do tonight, so
they're crap.
yeah. Yeah, don't go.
Yeah, don't go.
Unfortunately, we can't stay and watch some of the other bands as we're friends with Black Acid Souls and still remain to gig with them a few times here on the bill, and who've kindly loaned the gear today.
Yeah,
so
they have.
Awesome. It's very good of them to do that and put all that up. So yeah, it's great. So I'm going to have to depart off and fulfil that one, sadly, but I'm sure it'll be good when I get there.
This is one of my random questions. Marmite, love it, hate it?
Hate it. Can't stand the stuff.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, Marmite cheese and crunchy peanut butter, I strongly suggest.
What is the thing with everyone who likes Marmite? I've got to mix it up with something equally as weird.
Mate, when you
it's
do
like,
toast, and you put your butter on, and then you put the Marmite on, then you put the cheese on. Do it like cheese on toast, and then
just have
smear
cheese
a
on
bit of
toast.
peanut
It's
butter.
What have you started?
That's a subject I know a lot about.
Another culinary.
I think we might call our next album Marmite.
It's opening the lid of the jar turns my stomach. Oh, it's what. Put the Theragon into me.
So, over the last, say, 10 years, how much do you think the music industry has changed? And do you think it's changed for the better now that people have to do DIY music like it was back in the 70s?
I think it's changed for the better. It's made it all, I think, more accessible for anyone getting into music now. I was talking to the bass player earlier, and they were saying that his family, who are all teenagers, they have a download account and they can get any music they want at the click of a button there and then. It's accessible to everyone. It's good for exposure point of view, but it does make it somewhat disposable, in my opinion. Going back to what I was saying about the vinyl and that. But yeah, it's a double-edged sword, really. It's a tricky one. I was on the fence, wasn't it?
I'm a Guinness. I think no, it's very good for smaller bands, but it's terrible for big bands. If you're in the music industry as a professional trying to earn money out of music, you're on a sticky wicket. Even big bands now struggle to make, even to cover overheads. But it's whether you like it or not. That's where we are. It's never going to return to people selling 20 million albums a week and the like. Will never return again. And the whole generation of people that we was discussing on the way down that don't feel that they can't even understand the concept that you pay money for music.
Really?
Yeah. Youngsters, they just pay for music. How does that work? So no, but the internet and everything's given us great exposure. Means we can send our music, and we do all over the world. All over the world it goes. So it's great for us.
What he just said, I think it is. Unfortunately, it's all realigning itself, and it will be different in another 5 or 10 years. I think it will have levelled out, and there'll be a new way of doing it. Whether that new way of doing it allows there to be as many bands out gigging as there are now, I think we'll have to wait and see. I mean, for us, it's easy because we don't have to make a living at it. This is just great to come out and do gigs, and if we cover our costs, then that's great, and that helps us pay for printing CDs and stuff. But anybody with the aspirations that we used to have when we were younger of making it in inverted commas and actually making a living at it, it's a very, very different world nowadays, and I think we'll just have to wait and see.
It's a long way to the top, as someone once sang, I think.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is we have the top level, and all those bands are getting much older. I think Stones will probably go for that. There is the gap between bands out there and who will make it and how do they make it to get that level to sort of replace these bands at the top, because there just doesn't seem to be any sort of in-between step.
I mean, probably the biggest.
We're open for offers, aren't we?
Yeah. If it's major promoters out there.
We're prepared to be a top world-class band.
Well, it's nice to see, the Foo Fighters, sort of because we're a bit older, you think of them as a current band, but I mean, they've been around for 20 years, and obviously was a seed of Nirvana in effect, and they're kind of the top level, and Muse probably is another one, but again, they've paid their dues, that's not a recent thing, it's been a gradual ascent. So, there's some good, there are some very good bands out there that are shifting a lot of copies of albums and drawing well like Live and Sons, people like that who they'll probably pick it up well, but that's as great as it will go, be nice, I think.
I think the other trouble is because when you bought a vinyl album, you know, sometimes you buy it just because you like the look of the cover. When you got it home, because you'd invested in that, even if at first you thought, I'm not really sure about this, you'd stick with it. But because music's now disposable, people will listen to something for 30 seconds, but don't instantly like it. They're on to the next thing. So, and I mean, like this last album, because it's a bit more complex, so you don't really get it on the first listening. So it's you're up against that as well.
Yeah. And that's it. I mean, it's throwaway. As you say, it's like throwaway music. People don't like it, and that's it. It's gone. Yeah, so that is difficult for people as well. Well, my final random question is, I don't know which one to do. Right, I'll do
It's
the
not
first.
about Marmite.
No, I'll do the first one. It's the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Who in the band will die first, and who will survive the longest?
Well, they feed off flesh, don't they? Unless it's Return of the Living Dead and it's brains. So,
I think it'd be Miles because he's juicier. The last one would be Steve because he's got a mag line. Yeah, see what he's eating.
yeah. If you go for the brains thing, who's the most intelligent? You know, the zombies. I mean, if the zombies have got any sense, they'll soon filter that out and they'll go for the more intelligent one because the brain will taste nicer. Just general flesh, then I don't know. Don't know who it'd be.
He'd be the last man talking.
This.
If everybody in the world was dead, he'd still be talking.
It's all being eaten by the zombies. Yeah. Don't
Have you heard
suppose you
this
like
album?
Rush, do you? You know.
And what would be your weapon of choice to fight the zombie?
To fight a zombie, a flying V guitar probably. I'd have to bip it over the head a few times with that. It looks like that's what's happened to them already. It's got a few scuff marks on it. But it wasn't a zombie attack. I don't think it was. Might have had a few beers that night.
I'd use a nuclear bomb, but you have to stand well back.
Right.
I think you'd break Miles' flying V. You enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
You love my guitar, mate.
Yeah.
You're only jealous because you want one.
Drumsticks.
Is that the answer to the question or just a random statement?
Well, it could be poke them to death and or play them to death.
Jab it in the zombie's eye,
Well, that was brilliant. Thank you for giving me some of your time. And
Cheers,
as I
Rose.
say, I know you've got to go off and go and do other things, but it's been a pleasure. And
Thank you.
hopefully we'll catch up again someday.
Thanks a lot.
Brilliant.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.